here, as a president LSI, I would like to brief you some of the initiatives recently taken by the LSI, and I am thankful Professor G. Uma Maheshwar Rao, the former president, who has handed over the legacy that we are carrying forward, and you will be happy to know that it was a long demand that what UPSC is doing, like why linguistics is not part of the UPSC. And when we approached the UPSC, they asked us, tell us the details in how many colleges and universities in India linguistics is being offered at undergraduate and postgraduate level. So since January, we have made a survey, making Professor Raj Rama as the in charge of the Central University of Hyderabad, and she has done a very good work, done the survey, collected the required information. We are in the process of compiling all those, and in February or March, we are going to submit those survey report to the UPSC to have this linguistics as part of their curriculum. So this is going to open the new door for the young generations, young linguists, and it was a long-felt demand for the linguistic fraternity of our country. So hopefully we are going to have to do something practically that is going to help the linguistics to open the employment and also open different research sector in our country educational institutions. The next thing we have done, like you may have seen also the announcement recently, last week we had circulated, to honor some of the distinguished scholars every year to have them as Linguistic Society of India's Fellow. This was suggested by some of the senior linguists, and we have taken a decision in the executive committee of the LSI. And this is on the pattern of on the Linguistic Society of America, where they honor the distinguished scholars who have done distinguished services for the promotion of languages and linguistics. So we are also going to initiate, and we are seeking the nomination. It has already been circulated. You may have seen, you can nominate any distinguished scholar before the March 31st, 2025. So we'll be having all those nominations will be scrutinized by the expert committee, and we will announce the 2 or 3 LSI fellows for this honor. This is honor that we are going to give them, and to feel them pride that the work they have done, we have to remember, we have to cherish those things. So we are in the process, and we have already circulated the nominations. Then we are also open for any kind of suggestions, any kind of criticism. We are welcome for that. In whatever the limited resources we have, we will be happy to do that. And I am a man, like practically speaking, have been living for 15 years in the US. I know that believe in practical aspect. If I can be able to deliver something that I will feel I have done something, we have done something collectively. We are also trying to regularize the publication of the Indian linguistics, a very prestigious journal published from the India. So you can see, you can review. We are also in the process of making it available online. Professor Uma Maheshwar Rao, Professor Soma Satyanath, the earlier team has already done most of their work to make it online, to create a website for the LSI. You can visit the LSI website, give us some suggestions. It may not be up to your interpretation. No one is perfect. We are not perfect. So we are trying to learn from each other. So any suggestions would be good to have to grow the LSI as a unit. We should not forget that the real progress is made when we dare to innovate, collaborate, and believe in the value of our work.
The process of homogenization and the process of making everything uniform. And this challenge is directly impacted on the survival of these smaller languages. It impacts on the existence of even communities. Forget about the languages. And this challenge has to be taken head on for the good of these communities, for the good of these tribes, these people. I'm not referring to only this North-East or Nagaland. I'm aware of the things that are taking place across the country, across the subcontinent. We have seen how in the neighborhood things are happening. It's It's not just only cultural component. But language is not just part of the culture. It itself is an identity. And globalization is the biggest threat. Of course, the base of globalization has come down, people say. But the juggernaut of information communication technology, ICT, that is also very much challenging. Now we are in the process of digitization of everything. Not only in the economic sphere, not only in the trade and commerce, but language. We have our Indian knowledge system division in the Ministry of Education. And it's time to digitize everything. You see, interestingly, this is a kind of contradiction or what had been developed taking place. We are trying to digitize those languages which are developed. Because, for example, in Nagaland, we do not have proper script. Nagamese is a language, for example. Of course, it is not accepted and recognized amongst the Nagas also in Pakistan. But that is the lingua franca for all the tribes that are there in Nagaland. And how we are in the NEP 2020 Indian knowledge system to revive and to rejuvenate Indian knowledge, traditional knowledge. Because this traditional knowledge can be found only these tribes, communities, where they have their own practices, which of course have to be preserved and enriched. And language is one of the important and dominant components.
Today, communication problems across languages can be interpreted as a lack of computational resources for language. So while we don't have kind of way we are communicating without knowing others' language and feel that kind of an inability to speak across, to exchange ideas with other language speakers, not knowing those languages, is all because of lack of computational resources for languages. The latest trends in building language technology tools enable the simulation of natural language capabilities and efficient cross-linguistic communication. Consequently, it would radically change the quantity of information flowing across the continents. The presentation touches upon certain aspects of applied linguistics in the context of less resource South-Asian languages. And now, a little bit about natural languages first. Natural languages differ from one another in various ways, as you know very well. These differences become apparent when translated. The distance between the source text and the target text measures the translational divergence between the source language and the target languages. This shows that languages don't encode the same information in a similar way. Now, language is the product of evolution, as all of us agree with that. It evolved along with the modern man, Homo sapiens sapiens. Therefore, there is no best language and there are no best species. Each species is actually good at its place, where it is actually located and where it lives, where it lives as its habitat. No species is better than any other species. Similarly, there is no better language than any other. All languages are equally complex, equally simple, equally powerful, and equipped to serve any task to store, process, and transfer information and exchange. They grow as much as you wish to use. They are flexible as much as you want to bend them. However, the range of that flexibility is arrived at by the native speakers. There is no fixed lexicon, no fixed structure, and no meanings of words which are fixed. The coverage is extensible, the processes are indeterminate, and the range of interpretation is up to the interlocutors. The size of the lexicon can be infinite. The word and sentence formation processes are highly individualistic. The choice of words in sentence and the choice of sentences in an expression are determined by the audience and the readership. Yet, the members of the speech community speak and understand each other. The phenomenon is shared across the globe. And nothing is specific to any language family or anything specific to any region. Cutting across all languages, irrespective of the size of the speech community. There can be developing and underdeveloped communities, but not their languages. All languages are equally equipped and capable of exchanging information and communication. Certain languages, often called by the epithets of like global languages, international languages, linked languages, and the languages of science, technology, and business, etc., are not due to the inherent quality of the languages, but because the so-called speech communities of these languages in the past have led aggressive policies, waged wars, driven hegemonistic attitudes, organized invasions, killing people, occupying their lands and subjugating the other communities, and finally usurping the domains of use of languages of those communities.